wrong.
Okay,
Or
my rationale for waiting and seeing is managers at Man United have had money and a reputation and have failed. So until I am proven wrong, I will just watch and see what happens. Now, in terms of Amorim, he's a very good manager. He's an unbelievable manager. What he did with Sporting in Lisbon, winning 2 titles in a row, not beating Man City, by the way, that has no effect. Beating Porto and Benfica to league titles, rebuilding his team, selling players, buying players, making them really good. The likes of Jokeres that now the whole world wants to buy. There's a lot of things that he's done that are really, really, really good. But as we know, there are really, really good managers that when they take the job of a big club, maybe they bottle it, maybe the expectation eats them alive, maybe the pressure eats them alive. They can't handle expectations, they can't handle the pressure, they can't handle the media. There's a whole lot of stuff. Perfect example of this is Unai Emery. Unai Emery is a fantastic manager everywhere he went, except Arsenal and PSG. The 2 big clubs he managed, he was shit in both clubs. This Unai Emery revisionism, he was crap at Arsenal and he was crap at PSG. Both of them he was shit at. And there's a reason for that. The reason why he was like that over there, because maybe the media didn't take a liking to him, maybe the way he speaks, maybe the players didn't really take him seriously, whatever it is, players with egos. There's a whole lot of stuff that could happen. So with Ruben Amorim, the CV is very good. He's a very good manager. He's shown the ability to rebuild the team with Sporting Lisbon themselves. He's shown the ability to win trophies. But I think Man United fans, for the first time in their life, need to reduce expectations on the shoulders of the manager and be realistic about this. First of all, you must want your manager to implement a style of play that's sustainable in the long term. That's number one. Even if, let's say, the first 10 games, he loses 4 of them because he wants to stick to his guns and wins 5 and draws 1, it's okay because I know long term I'm going to benefit, type of thing. And I think you can't put a position on it, because if you see players improving, like obviously there's a cutoff point. Like you can't, maybe not, you can finish 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th.
No,
we understand.
I agree. I agree.
That's something
I agree with you. If we end up coming 9th, but again, look at the points difference right now. There is literally 3 points between 3rd and 13th. If we end up 9th or 8th, 3 points off 3rd, playing excellent football. That's about not looking at the position and the growth and the movement, especially if you throw a trophy in there. But where you're right about the pressure is this. Now, maybe there's footage of other. This is the power of Man United from a media point of view. This is Ruben last night leaving a restaurant in Manchester. It's like the Beatles have turned up.
Yes, Ruben, would you sign?
You might have just froze there a second. Sorry.
Ruben, would you sign?
Like signing everywhere.
Yes, Ruben, are you all right? Ruben, Ruben, can I get you on the card? Is that right?
And I know a lot of them are autograph hunters as well, but you've literally got paparazzi everywhere. They ain't really playing too well. The flashes are going off everywhere. It was crazy. And that, for me, is probably my only concern for him. He will have never experienced. I think there's only 2 or 3 other clubs in the world you go to.
And that's my point. Pressure.
And that element there, and people say things like cringe. It's just the truth. It's just, as much as people want to say cringe, I will say this with chest. You could become the manager of any other club in England. You do not get the media attention, stories, and paparazzi follow you around in the same way. I think if you're Madrid, I think in Germany, if you're Bayern Munich, outside of that, no way. I always remember, what's his name? Berbatov talking about it. Berbatov said he'd been on loads of preseason tours, been to big tournaments, been to Champions League finals where the press is there. He'd never experienced anything like it when he went on his first Man United preseason tour, and they got out at an airport, and he just said it was Beatlemania. He said that it was, forget fans, he said the media were like 10, 11 rows thick either side of the welcome, and just camera. He went, I couldn't believe. So all these things he's got to handle, but I've just got a gut feeling that he will. There's something about Amorim that I really, and I haven't felt this with many of our managers that we've employed. Someone who's got a bit of character, can take a joke. Jurgen Klopp had it in abundance. I think Pep has it in abundance. Fergie clearly had it. And I'm sure there are many managers that do. I just feel like that character that you show publicly, I think it helps to handle these situations. But you are right. Man United fans got to keep their feet firmly on the ground. There's going to be peaks and troughs. There's going to be great moments and some bad moments while this squad is rebuilt as well. And I think we've just got to stick with the manager.
Another rebuild for Man United. Fantastic.
Well, it's a rebuild. You said that squad ain't good enough. So what shouldn't we rebuild it then?
Why are you telling it?
My problem with this is that if they build the team around a guy that plays a completely different formation than most of the other coaches.
We're not doing that.
So
Not doing that.
So if he goes and gets 3-4 players from Sporting Lisbon, you would be against that.
So again, no. We're not building for Amorim. We're building for how the club wants to be able to play football. Now that doesn't mean we're going to build in a way where we can only play 3 at the back. I've got a feeling he'll start with 3 at the back and the team will evolve over time. But we are buying players that can play a particular brand, that can be adaptable. Arne Slot has said it himself about Liverpool. They're not playing a new style of football. There's some subtle changes and a new voice. Arne Slot came in and took over a squad that Liverpool Football Club felt that he would be able to get the best out of. They're not doing a rebuild at Liverpool going, right, Arne Slot's here now. We've got to build a squad that's used to Dutch football. Man United have been very public about this. We've hired a head coach for a reason. We want him to coach the football, but we want it to be in an identity. We want a type of player at the club. That's why the likes of Lenny Yoro were bought. That's why Maswari was bought. That is why De Ligt was bought. You then look at this manager and how he's going to play football. It's exactly, he wants ball players that can play out from the back, as an example. He needs those ball winners in the middle, as an example. Now, we need to improve our wingers. We need to improve our strikers. There's no doubt about that. We've got to improve certain areas. But laughing at Man United for wasting £1 billion building a crap squad and then saying, you're rebuilding again, are you? What we meant to do, not rebuild.
No, you can do what Chelsea does. You can choose. My problem with it, if he goes and buys Sporting Lisbon players, you would be against that, or you're right?
It depends who they are. I wouldn't be against signing Eucharist. He's one of the best strikers in the world right now.
Okay, of course, Eucharist is most sought one.
What about the rest? What I wouldn't want is a few boys there, names I forget, that are like ex-Wolves players. I wouldn't want them because they've been in the Prem. Yes. I don't know if they're going to work. So no, but I don't think that's what we're going to do. I think.
You know why I asked that question? Because it's actually reports that are he wants 3 apart from Eucharist. He wants 3 players from Sporting. And I'm like, you're really okay? Are we going to go through this again?
And maybe he does, and maybe they work out. But I think what will end up happening is, and Eucharist will be a hard one. There's not many better than him. I think what Man United will do is maybe put a player like that on the list. Go, right, we need this profile in midfielder. But actually, yes, we could get you X. But what we could also do is get you these 2 players who are the same profile but better. And I think Amorim will do what the Peps of this world have done, what the Joses of this world have done in their heyday, and gone, I'll get the better version of what I want. Because I'm sure if Amorim's honest, he knows there's better versions of his players in other teams around the world. That's what I think.
Do you think Eucharist would join your club if you don't get Champions League football?
Yes, we're Man United.
Because of him. Because of
not
because of Amorim.
We're Man United. We're Man United. We could be 10th in the league as long as we pay the fee and we pay the salary a player wants. We can attract almost anybody on planet Earth.
So you think next season, if Arsenal plays Champions League football and offer the same money as you, Eucharist might choose you over them?
Potentially, yes. I wouldn't. I am confident going up against most teams in the world for players, especially if we show growth between now and the end of the season, that we're getting better and we're improving. Mm-hmm. We beat Real Madrid to Lenny Euro in the summer, as an example. So I'm very comfortable that listen, he could go Arsenal, he could pick Arsenal or Chelsea or Liverpool. He could pick any of these teams over us. That could happen. I'm not saying it's possible.
By paying more money. That's what
beat Real Madrid. Yes.
Yeah, we beat Real Madrid. Yeah, we did.
All right, you did.
Because they were willing to pay 20 million less. That's why you beat Real Madrid.
Well, no, they only had 20 million less because they overspent on Mbappe. Look how that fucking turned out. Ain't my fault that they overspent elsewhere. We beat him to it. If he'd have said no, I only want Real Madrid. Okay, if he'd have said no, hang on. If he'd have said no, I only want Real Madrid, us bidding more would be irrelevant, wouldn't it? Let's not do these silly games. You'll lose.
You're the one doing the silly games, Terry. You did not beat Real Madrid to signing.
Did Real Madrid?
You paid more money.
So so you're only saying that because Chelsea didn't beat me to Caicedo. They paid more.
No, I admit they beat us to Caicedo.
They beat you. We beat Madrid.
Yeah, we got beat Caicedo 100% because we both paid the same thing and he chose Chelsea. That's called getting beat.
We beat them. As an
paying
example.
more money is not beat, Terry.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And me and you are bidding for the same house. So if you paid 40 and then 40, who would he sign for? I don't know. That didn't happen.
There you are.
No, okay. He would have. He may have picked them. I think he'd have picked Man United.
I don't know.
I'm messing. I think he'd have picked Man United. I think he likes what we're building, what we're doing at the club, and he wants to be part of this.
That is the answer I want to hear from Terry. Eucharist would choose Man United over Arsenal, even though
I think he would. I think he would. But come this summer, we could get you 100%.
The reason why he choose Man United over Arsenal is because of Amorim.
Yeah,
This
I
is
asked
obvious.
that question specifically for Terry, and Terry said no.
No. That's partly. Listen, when Man United was signing
That plays a
Zlatan,
massive role.
when yeah, I'm saying, I'm not saying it's
100%.
cool, but it will help us. But even if Amorim retires in the summer, we are Man United. We can sign pretty much anyone we want within reason. We always have been able to. That's not changed.
without Amorim, you pay 60. Arsenal pay 60. I think he chooses Arsenal.
He might
Listen,
do.
I get what you're
He
saying.
might do. But again, I'm not
Man
saying
United.
I have
let
not
me just say
I've not
something.
said it's impossible for Arsenal to get him. I've just said we
I
can
understand.
get him.
I'm not saying it's impossible for Man United either. I'm saying there is
Go
a
on.
level of attraction, and there is a basis level of argument we can have here. When it comes to Man United and Arsenal for Gyökeres this summer, the reason why I also think he would go to Man United is probably because of the manager that he has previously worked with. That's my honest, genuine logic. Now, when it comes to like a random player, let's say there's a player from Porto, right? Arsenal are in the Champions League, Man United are in the Europa League. This does not mean that Arsenal are a bigger club than Man United, but in the current moment in time, they are in Champions League football, etc. So they might have
They're more
attractive.
attractive. They're more attractive than Man United.
I understand that some players would pick Arsenal over us right now because they see it as more attractive. I'm not saying that. However, that isn't the point I've made. Man United have the capabilities of signing pretty much any player in the world. Doesn't mean they'll all join, but Man United will always be attractive to football players, the same as Liverpool will always be. Liverpool,
yeah, I agree.
You man hadn't been in the title race in the best part of 2 decades, and you were still signing players of Suarez and Fernando Torres' level because you're Liverpool Football Club, and it holds a lot of weight. Rooney here says, didn't Amorim say he wasn't going to take any Sporting players? Fab Romano said he's not specifically Gyökeres. He has said he's not going to buy anyone in January. However, that goes out the window if a rival of Man United's, say Arsenal, go in for Gyökeres in January, and let's say Man United and Amorim like, we have to buy this guy, he's generational, we've got to have him. He'll go against that and go in for him. I think what he means is I'm not going to actively pursue any of those players in January because I want those players to stay at Sporting. I'm going to be honourable there because I want them to go and win the league and do as best they can. However, if Arsenal or Chelsea come in for any of those players, as an example, they're going to leave Sporting anyway. Therefore, why wouldn't Amorim come in? So I don't necessarily believe it to its nth degree, if I'm being honest. They let Euro go because they can attract more players with being Real Madrid. Yeah, maybe they did. Man United land any player, we're always discredited. I'm used to it with the biggest club in the world for a reason. Whatever Mo's smoking, I want some. United attract bad smell players. Euro is Martial 2.0. Weird comment. I don't know how to respond to that.
Why?
4 terrible wingers got more GA than Newcastle's wingers. Thanks, Mo. And since anybody could win the cups last time, someone out of the top 6 won a cup was in 2013 with Wigan and Swansea. Go take a look, Mo.
Yeah, simple, bro. If you would take Diallo, Rashford, and Garnacho over Harvey Barnes and Anthony Gordon, it's up to you. I said it's a very subjective opinion. I think Anthony Gordon is better than all your wingers at the current moment.
Stand on your opinion, Mo. Stop backing out.
It is my opinion. What do you mean?
Enzo just got to Chelsea, but I hear it is for the rest.
I don't understand it. Oh.
He's talking about Maresca when Mo said that they should sack the manager.
Right. I get you.
I think Chelsea getting 4th. That's my honest opinion.
And Chelsea might. They might, if Taylor was drunk with mates, he would probably call Mourinho a CUNT. You're all being very naive about what people say outside of work. Try humanizing refs.
But once again, I've already responded to this. I said you must at least convince me that you are not biased as a spectator of the Premier League. When you are in the judging position, like a referee or like a judge or like a doctor like yourself who can impact someone's life or impact the result of the game,
but this is the thing, though. This is what the man's missing because of what multiple other referees have said. So if a doctor gets caught on camera saying, I'm treating this patient at the minute, it's life or death, but he's a right prick, he really gets on my nerves, and then that person dies through malpractice, that doctor's going under investigation. Equally, if there was multiple other evidence of doctors and previous doctors saying they held grudges against horrible patients and let them die or made them have problems because they got them back later on down the line. Suddenly, if this become widespread and public, suddenly every time a doctor misbehaves or makes a mistake, they're going to be investigated more. So I think that's what you're fundamentally missing about this point, my friend. And I'm sure you're a wonderful doctor, by the way. Moving on from Man United, we are running out of time today.